Hi guys, this is Sandra. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am starting a new video. I know I've been talking about my brush pens for it seems weeks, and I'm finally sitting down and doing a brush pen video for you. So first, we will put these in rainbow order. Okay, so I will include the brown and the black, even though they're not part of the rainbow grouping. I will do the lowercase alphabet with each of my brush pen videos. I will fast forward through those parts just so you guys can get an idea of what these pens look like, how they flex, and I'll talk a little bit about the point. These are, I think, the very first brush pens I ever purchased. This was probably a year and a half ago now. I've had them for. And you know what? I haven't actually used them that much. We'll start with a little tutorial. So I am going to use a black one just to show you. The brush tip is very, very small, but it has really like a really big flex, and it doesn't really bounce back that good. So anyone who's into brush lettering will know what I mean by that. And if you've never actually seen brush lettering before, or if you're new to it, you should get a single pen. I would not recommend getting a bunch, especially if you don't know how they work for you. So whether they're a good quality pen, whether they flex. And I guess honestly, that's my job. I'm here to kind of tell you what the best options are on the market right now. So let's get started. So with brush lettering, there's downstrokes and there's upstrokes. So the downstroke with this pen is very large, and you can get varying downstrokes with it, but you will see that the pen is slightly bent after each of the presses on the paper, so I do tend to flip it over and use the other side. And when you're doing upstrokes, you can get a very fine line as well. You will see my brush lettering. I am still fairly new at brush lettering myself. I'm still trying to find my own technique. I'm not an expert by any means, and I've only recently started, maybe about a year ago, if that. I'm just going to swatch the colors for you, and then we'll do the alphabet in rainbow color. So now, I'm not sure if you can tell, I did mess up on the pink because I thought I was writing green for some reason, so I apologize for that. But these pens are very difficult to write with, and I just think it's because the pen tip is so floppy that when you press, it just bends right down, but it doesn't have a really nice bounce back. So yeah, I don't know. I would not recommend these pens for people who are just beginning. I think that they look cool in probably certain pieces of artwork, and maybe for somebody who's a bit more experienced, but they are very difficult to work with. So let me letter the alphabet for you now, and again, I will just fast forward through this because it will take a long time. So again, I'm not sure if you could see how difficult that was for me. There are various points where the pen difference on the upstroke, so here it was larger than here, and I'm not sure if that's my inexperience or if it is the pen type, but these are not the easiest pen to work with. They're very floppy, like I said, and the brush tip is very fine. So we will get into other brush pens that are a little bit easier to work with, and I will give you my opinion on them. I believe right now this pack of 8 pens, so all of these pens come in one pack. I think you can get it on Amazon for $11 Canadian. They are just like the Sakura Pigma Microns, that they are Archival Ink, and that is meant, so it says micro pigment ink for waterproof and fade proof fine lines. So they do not blend. These ones do not blend, and I could take a water or a brush pen, or even, and this is kind of the same technique, this is a Tombow Colorless Blender, and we could just kind of go over it. So with this Colorless Blender, well, okay, technically this shouldn't work if they're supposed to be archival, but I think that it's because the ink hasn't had a time to dry, and it could also be the paper that I'm using. And this is different than just a regular water that I would use with a water brush pen. So that would probably explain this, but they generally do not blend. You could probably try using some blending techniques. I mean, for instance, if we were to do like an S or something, so here's your orange, or that's your red, and then let's see if we were to do a T in orange, and then try to blend the red into the orange. You could probably do it, but you're still gonna see a line there, and it's just not gonna blend as well as, say, for instance, Tombow's. So that's not a go-to blending pen for me. Like I said, I don't really have as much experience with these pens. I haven't used them as much as I use my Tombow's or even my Marvy Color-In brush pens. Those are amazing, and we will get to them in due time. I think that is all I have to say about these Pigma brush pens. I really like the colors, so I mean, if I didn't include black, I think I'll always include all of the colors that I have, only just to make it a little bit colorful. The only problem, I guess, would be for my Tombow pen. So if I were to try using the entire alphabet with all of the colors, obviously I'll run out of alphabet before I run out of colors, because I do have, I think there are more than 96 now. For this small pack, I thought, being for my very first brush pen video, this one's probably going to be a little bit more in-depth than any of my brush pen videos that will come in the future. That's my opinion on these. They are not my favorite. I do not use these all the time, but they were my very first brush pens, and I just wanted to show everybody the color selection and how they worked. That is it for this video. So if you guys have any advice on how you would like to see these brush pen videos, please leave any suggestions in the comment feed below. I will leave it a surprise as to which brush pen I am doing next. Until next time, you guys, have a wonderful day. We'll talk to you very soon. Bye now.